My name is Alex and I teach yoga, and one of the things that inspires me a lot is finding yogic solutions to specific problems or circumstances. And what we're going to look at today is a series of yoga exercises that we can do if we're confined to a chair, be that on a permanent or a semi-permanent basis. I'm assuming that if we're confined to a chair, we cannot do much with the lower body, so we're going to work with the upper body, and there's still a lot we can do and a lot of benefit that we can get from doing a few yoga exercises and stretches in the upper body. We're going to start with a couple of sequences derived from Kundalini yoga, which is a yoga that's very much focused on the spinal column and the flow of energy through the spine. And they say, the yogis say that you are as young as your spine, so if you keep your spine in good nick, in good condition, then you keep the rest of your body in good condition as well. And we'll start with a little warm-up exercise, which is just a gentle flexion and extension of your back. So if you just rock back on your hips and push your shoulders forward and take your chin down and stretch your back, I'll turn to the side so you can see. If you're on your hands and knees in a standard yoga position, we call the cat stretch. So it's just a version of the cat stretch where you stretch your back, and then you reverse that into what they call the cow stretch, where you just push your chest forward and squeeze your shoulders back and lift your head up. So two very simple stretches, and you move between those two positions. Forward, chest forward, head up, and then chest back, head down. Rocking backwards and forwards on the hips. I'll move to the other side so you can see as well. So stretch back and stretch forward. Now it doesn't matter how far or how much or how little of the stretch you can do. It's just about finding a little bit of extra mobility in your spinal column. So it's that movement, forward and back, forward and back. Then we focus on the upper spine, the upper part of the body, just the neck. So just lifting up and just lifting the head up and down, softly and slowly. Don't worry about how much you can do, however, it might only go up a little bit, doesn't matter. It might go all the way up and down. Just move gently and kindly, being aware of the relationship that you have with your body. Often there can be a tendency, whatever the circumstances or situation we're in, there can be a tendency for us to punish ourselves internally for what we can't do, and to congratulate ourselves for what we can do. And in yoga we want to let go of both of those two extremes and just enjoy whatever movement is available to us. Now turning the head side to side, and a little detail here, try to lengthen through the back of the neck. So as you turn side to side, you're keeping a sort of lengthening, as if somebody's got a hold of the top of your head and is pulling you upright, and you turn the head side to side. And then keeping that lengthening through the back of the neck, just dropping the ear softly down to the side. Only as far as it goes naturally and comfortably. Arms can be either on the knees or rested on the armrests. And then to help loosen off the upper spine, we work the shoulders, because there's a bunch of nerves that come out of the upper back called the brachial plexus that come out of the spine and spread down the shoulders and arms. And if we squeeze the shoulders up and down and move the shoulders around, it helps to loosen off the upper spinal column. So up and down with both shoulders, just squeeze up, hold it, release, squeeze up, hold, release, and then one at a time, just getting that movement going. And then forward with the shoulders, so to push the shoulders, if you touch the back of the wrists, you have to roll the shoulders forward. That helps get the scapula, the shoulder blades, these triangular bones at the back here, roll forward, touching the back of the wrist together. And then twist back, thumbs twisting back, and push your chest forward. So you're squeezing the shoulders back together behind you. Shoulders forward, back of the wrists together, shoulders back, as if you're trying to touch the thumbs together behind you. Shoulders forward and back and forward and back and forward and back and forward and back. And then we bring a little bit of a twist movement into the spine. If you place your hands on top of your shoulders, keep your head facing forward, so look at me, and then take the elbows side to side. Notice the head stays pretty much still, you're just moving the elbows side to side, and that again helps to release the upper spine and the shoulder blades. So just a half a minute or so that movement. Notice you're not slumped, you're lifting up through the spine, so you've got this feeling as if somebody's putting you up from the top of your head as you twist side to side. And then a little bit of lateral movement through the spine. Clasp the hands together. Just lift an elbow up and look up to that elbow and then down. Then lift the other elbow up, look up to that elbow and down. So it's the beginnings of a little gentle side stretch, a little gentle side twist. Up and down a few times. Just to open the laterals or the sides of your spinal column. And then going to squeeze the shoulders back, elbows back, shoulders back, push the chest forward, and then the elbows come together and push the elbows forward as you take the chin in, so you're stretching back and then forward and back and forward. And this helps the circulation through your spinal column and your brain. There's something called cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebro head, spinal column. And when you move like this, it mechanically moves this fluid around your spinal column and your brain, and it helps to nourish and oxygenate and supply your spinal cord, which has got all of your nerves in it, and your brain with the nutrients that it needs. It's quite tiring, you notice. You do that a little bit, and now we're going to move onto another sequence. It's very good for the circulation through the large intestine, that's the colon. So when we were evolving, we were walking around on all fours, so the abdomen was horizontal, and so it was easier for things to flow around. When we came to an upright position, the flow through the intestine has to go uphill against the force of gravity, which can cause problems because things can get blocked and stagnate in the abdominal area. So we're going to do a few movements to help the flow specifically through the large intestine, the colon. And it starts with a similar movement as we were doing before, but this time the arms come up and they're a little bit wider, so it's a slightly bigger movement, and you turn side to side, side to side. You can even straighten the arms to make the movement bigger without knocking the furniture over, of course. And then to start with, keep your head facing forward a few times like that. So you're twisting from your waist. So all the muscles around your waist and the sort of abdominal area having to twist, and that helps to sort of squish and squash and move the contents of your abdomen, the vital organs, the intestines, in such a way as to facilitate the movement of material through the intestinal tract. And then we go to the next stage of this sequence, which is a side stretch, but with a deep in-breath. You can put a hand either on the arm of your chair or on your knee or your thigh. You breathe in and lean over as far as you can, and then you breathe out and come back. You breathe in, lean over, and look, a little detail, you twist to look up as well, and that stretches down the side of the body like that, and then down. Inhale, up, exhale, back. Inhale, exhale. You don't have to put the hands on the chair, you can have the hands free and forward a little bit, and just, so you're taking all of the work into the waist. So it's breathing in, looking up, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. The main thing is this upward and over movement with the arms. So you twist up, breathe in. So it can be a big movement like this, or a smaller movement. Whatever is available to you. You might have less, you might have more mobility and range of movement available. You work with what you've got. You keep the breath though. In breath, out breath. 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 And now take a deep breath in. Hold your arms up and then squeeze the muscles of your arms and your waist and your chest and your back and any muscles that you've got use of in the lower body as well. Squeeze all the muscles of the body tightly in towards the bones, in towards the skeleton, and then you exhale and bring the hands down. Take a deep breath in. Lift up, 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 up. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, and breathe out. This is fantastic for the circulation. Into the bones as well, this sends the blood circulation. Your muscles have lots of little blood vessels in them, and when you squeeze the muscles, that blood's got nowhere to go apart from inside through the very few blood vessels that exist that supply the bones. When you squeeze the muscles, the blood can't go anywhere apart from internally towards the bones, and increasing the blood supply to the bones is very good because it helps nourish the bone marrow and the blood supply. The blood is manufactured on the inside of the bone, so that exercise where you hold your breath and squeeze the muscles is a very, very good one. The next movement here is you take your hand down to a knee. Inhale up, open the chest. Exhale, hand down to the other knee. Inhale up, or down to the arm. So it's inhale, open the chest, exhale, the hand comes down to the opposite side, either all the way down to the knee or onto the arm, or even further down. The idea is to breathe in and then come down to the opposite side with that hand. You breathe in, up, breathe out, come down. Breathe in, up, and out, down. In, out, in, out. So you can see it can be a really large movement, or it can be a smaller movement. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Do it from the side so you can see inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And notice how it just compresses and squeezes and activates the movement through the abdominal area. And then we're going to finish this with another one of those compression exercises. So now, take a deep breath in. Hold the breath, tense your arms, your waist, your chest, your upper back, your middle back, your lower back, hips and pelvis, any muscles you have use in the lower body, squeeze, compress, hold your breath, and then exhale. You might get a bit lightheaded as there's a boost of circulation to the brain. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And now we're going to finish with a few stretches for the upper body and shoulders. Let's start just by holding a simple side stretch. So you can rest an arm and then take the hand up and over and just lean over to the side and turn to look up, so you're taking this stretch down the side of your body, and you hold it there. Hold it and breathe. These side stretches stretch energy channels and circulatory channels associated with the liver and the gallbladder. And in Ayurvedic medicine, these channels are associated with clear thinking and a smooth harmony of emotions. If you find yourself getting irritated or angry, that's often because the liver energy is a little bit stagnated. Do the other side. It helps to keep that flowing. There's nothing wrong with getting angry as long as you don't stay angry for too long. And keeping the liver energy flowing is one of the ways to help move the emotions through the cycle. And then we'll take a twist. So now you can do this in various ways, but one of the best ways is to just take your hand across onto a knee or onto the chair, so you can use a little bit of help and just turn your body around. I'll turn to the side so you can see what's going on. Just turn and twist your body, grow tall through your spine and look over the shoulder behind you. Then as you breathe in, grow tall. As you breathe out, twist round further and hold it there for 3 or 4 breaths. And then release and we go to the other side. Same thing. Take your hand onto the side of a knee or onto the chair. Lift up through the spine and twist round looking over the shoulder. And then a good stretch for the shoulders to help keep the spine nice and free is to just push your arms forward like this. So you interlace the hands, reverse to push the palms forward, then raise the arms up and just work the arms back as far as they'll go. It might not be far, it might just be to here, that's fine. You just work them back and back and back and back as far as they'll go, and then just hold it there for a while. Breathing. And then release down and finish by folding your hands over your abdomen and breathing a few deep yogic breaths. Now a yogic breath is a bit deeper and a bit more powerful than a normal breath, and the main ingredient of a good yogic breath is the movement of the stomach back and forward as you breathe, because when you breathe in, if you can expand the stomach, and when you breathe out, you squeeze it back, this helps to massage all the vital organs and keep the circulation going and increase the amount of life force and energy you have flowing around inside of you. So finish with a few deep abdominal breaths. You might not find much movement here to start with if you're not well practiced, but if you practice, it'll come, because it's a very natural way of breathing. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe out. And that finishes our chair-bound yoga for today. Thank you very much for your attention and your energy. If you've got any questions, then just give me a call or write to me. The email address is alexwestyoga@gmail.com. That's alexwestyoga@gmail.com. Or have a look at my site, which is alexwestyoga.co.uk. And if you've got any questions, get in contact, because I'm always very happy to hear from you and very happy to help in any way that I can, if I can. Thank you.